Hey guys, so for today I'm going to be filming my foundation routine video. Now I know in a lot of my tutorials you guys are always seeing me doing my foundation routine, but I feel like I always kind of switch it up a little bit in my tutorials, and I wanted to have a video out there that I just do my foundation routine. That way it can be out there because I've pretty much had this foundation routine for the past couple of months. So to start off, my face is already moisturized. I always recommend moisturizing no matter if you have dry skin, oily skin. I say this all the time. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. My number one tip to give to anybody. The one that I like is the Simple Hydrating Face Moisturizer, just to use before my makeup. Now on to primer. I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. This has been my everyday go-to primer since I got it. Like literally, I think I got it in April for the Sephora VIB sale. I got it on for 15% off, and oh, it's just so amazing. I have oily skin and this just controls it, and it keeps me matte for so long. And sometimes I feel like before I apply my makeup, I already have oils that have come to the surface. So it's like whatever foundation I put on top, no matter what foundation it is, my oils are still there, so it can make it dewy. So I like the fact that I get to just erase those oils with this primer, and it just makes my face completely matte before applying my favorite foundation. So since that one is more just mattifying and not really going to help with smoothing foundation or anything like that, I do like to go in with my Benefit Professional. I have been living off of these little mini guys. I need to buy a full size, but I just keep getting samples, so I never have to buy a full size. I did used to like my Smashbox the Smashbox Photo Finish HD, but I've been back and forth between this Benefit one and that one, and I gotta say it, I like the Professional a little bit better just because I find it's a little bit more mattifying than the Smashbox one, but they're both really amazing. So now on to foundation. I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 3W1 Tawny. This foundation is just my go-to, my favorite. This and the Becca Ultimate Coverage Complexion Cream are my favorite foundations, but I just prefer this one over that one a little bit more just because this one is a little bit more everyday wear than the Becca one is. The Becca one is a little bit thicker and more moussey, whereas this one is more liquidy, so I feel a little bit more comfortable wearing this day to day, even though this is still a very full coverage heavy foundation. It's definitely not natural at all, but you guys know me. I'm not natural. I don't like natural makeup. I like the full glam. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some of this on. I do like to put a good amount. Like I said, I am not like your natural type of girl. I do have pretty clear skin, but I don't know, to me it's like if I'm going to wear makeup, I want to get just the full effect. To blend out this foundation, I have my Holy Grail Sigma F80 that you guys know I use every single day in every tutorial, but it is a little bit dirty right now. My next favorite, like, I really love this brush. It pretty much, I love it almost as much as my Sigma one. It's the Morphe E6 brush. And I'm just going to kind of dabble in. Sometimes I get lazy and I buff it, but I try not to because you do get a better, fuller coverage if you just dab it. Make sure you don't forget your ears. And I always bring it along the jawline and down the neck. I actually should have put a tiny bit more of the Makeup Forever primer on. I feel like I didn't put enough this time, but we live and we learn. Something I always like to do, this may seem excessive, but trust me, it's so worth it. I like to take a 10x mirror and I will just look at my face really close to see if I missed any spots. So see, I looked really close and I can see I missed a spot right here. So next for concealer, I go back and forth between my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Those two are my everyday go-to concealers, but for today, I just have this one laying right here in my everyday makeup drawer. It's the Naked Skin one, and this is in the shade Light Warm. I do have a full highlight and contour routine if you guys are interested to know more about specifically how I highlight, why I highlight downwards like this and everything like that. I have the Contour for Round Faces video. Check that out if you're interested more on my highlight and contour routine, because I'm not going to go too in-depth on it for today's video, but I basically only put a tiny bit up here because I don't like to highlight too much in the center of my face. No particular reason, it's just kind of personal preference. So I just do a subtle highlight in the middle and then just kind of dramatic highlight underneath the eye. To blend out That, you guys know, my holy grail is the Morphe G2 brush. It's just absolutely amazing at blending out concealer. Now, I do always blend out the center of my face first, and there's a reason for that. It's because if I blended out the eyes first and then went to the center, there would be a lot of excess product on the brush, and it would put more product on the center than I originally wanted. And then I will just go through and blend the under eye area. Now, if you watch my highlight and contour routine for round faces, then you will know that if you want to see more in depth, then definitely check the video out. But you will know that I don't bring my concealer up in this area. I will just keep it going downwards to elongate my face. I will link the video that I'm talking about down below just so it's easier for you guys. Okay, so to set the entire face, I do have oily skin, so a key part in making your makeup last really long through your oils is a really good setting powder. I'm obsessed with the Laura Mercier setting powder. This is pretty much my go-to one. I have a lot of other powders that I love, but this is just that everyday one that I go for and love. So I like to open the cap just a little bit and then start shaking out some product. And then once I open it up, there will be product in there. Sometimes I will use the Sigma F30 powder brush, and sometimes I'll use the F20. It just depends what mood I'm in. The F20 is a little bit fatter and bigger, whereas this is a little bit smaller. So I don't know, I'm going to use the F30 for today. So for setting the under eye, I will just switch brushes. I will take the tapered highlighter F35 brush from Sigma. Every time I use this brush, I get asked what brush it is, because I don't know, it just fits perfectly underneath the eye, so it catches a lot of your guys' attention. I will just use this brush to set the eye with the same powder. So next is kind of brightening the under eye and contouring. For this video, I am going to be including the whole 9 yards, so foundation, concealer, blush, contour, everything. So now I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette that I've hit pan on for the second time again. So I'm going to need to pick up another one of these, but I absolutely love this. I'm going to take this kind of yellow banana shade with the same brush and just brighten the under eye. So lately for bronzing the face, I've been loving my Becca Shadow and Light Bronze slash Contour Perfector. This has just been my go-to. It's kind of strange that it's been my go-to because it's actually not a matte product. It is very luminizing, so it's kind of a luminizing bronzer. It gives you a sheen and a glow when you put it on the cheekbones. I really, really love it though. It just looks so beautiful. I hate to say it because it just sounds so corny, but it gives you that beautiful like J-Lo bronze glow, you know what I mean? So I've really been loving this lately. So I am just going to take this with my Sigma Dual Fiber brush. I love this for bronzing. It just does the job for you. I've talked about this a million times. This is a super pigmented product, so you only need a little bit. And I will just start to bronze up the cheekbones and along the side of my face and my jawline. Now, because this bronzer is luminizing, I won't put it along the jawline. I'll just take a little bit of the second shade from the Kat Von D palette. I'll only take a tiny, teensy bit of product and then just slightly kind of bronze my jawline. Now for contouring, I will take the first shade in the Kat Von D, my NARS Ita brush. This is Holy Grail Everyday Brush for me, and I will just contour my cheekbones. The way I like to use this brush is I like to put it on an angle instead of putting it completely straight. Giving it completely straight would just give you literally a straight line and it would look kind of weird. But if you just take it and angle it a little bit, it's going to give you a thicker straight line that's going to look nice and blended. Okay, so now for blush, there's a bunch of different blushes that I've really been into. Blush is not really my thing, so I tend to just like, I don't really necessarily have like a holy grail blush. I do kind of go back and forth between my Morphe blush palette and some other ones, but there is one blush lately that I really have been using almost every single day and been loving it, and it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Mood Exposure. It's just the most perfect mauve natural pink. The brush that I like to use with it is this really nice like tapered dual fiber brush. I just love this for blush because it just applies minimal amount of product and it blends it out really nicely. I don't like too much blush, so this is my perfect blush brush. Again, if you want to see more tips on contouring the face and where I apply the blush and everything like that, then check out my contour video. And now for highlighting, literally my favorite part. It's just so rewarding. That part of my makeup where I get to throw on my favorite highlighters is just so rewarding. Typically, to be very honest, for that everyday highlight, I always reach for my Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in the shade number 2. This right here is heaven. It's life. It is just amazing. And lately, my holy grail highlighting brush has been the Morphe 501, and it's just amazing. So I'm just going to chisel out some product here because this product is a little bit more densely packed, so you do have to kind of push the product out. But once you get that product on the brush like I did there, it's amazing. And I will just highlight the tops of my cheekbones. After my entire makeup's done, something that's really a part of my foundation routine as well is the Kat Von D makeup setting spray. This has been the one, I've tried so many different ones, and this one is the one that really just works for me, and I think it's absolutely amazing. So I really love this little guy, and I will just go ahead and spray it all over my face, and it keeps my makeup lasting just all day. It's like literally super glue for your face. So absolutely love that. So that's pretty much it for my full coverage, long-lasting foundation routine. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my makeup and I'll be right back. So that is pretty much it for my foundation routine. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give me a like, thumbs up, and let me know what other video requests you guys have down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll of course see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. Mwah.